Thank you, JJ. In my mind today, we're here for two things, really. One, to announce Dallas Eakins as the new head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. And number two, to welcome his wife, Ingrid, daughters, Cameron and Emerson, to the city of Edmonton. So welcome. Before I turn this over to Dallas for his comments, I'd like to just give everybody a bit of a brief overlay of exactly how this transpired to where we are today. Last Saturday, Kevin Lowe, Scott Housen, and myself were in Toronto and met with Dallas at a hotel in Toronto for 4 hours. Now, during the course of that meeting, that 4-hour meeting, I felt right away in listening to Dallas that his skill set would be better served in a primary role with our coaching staff than a secondary role in our coaching staff. At that point, I ruled out any chance of us obtaining him for a secondary position. In my opinion, he had too much polish and pedigree to not land one of the jobs available, one of the open NHL jobs available. Having been as impressed during that interview as I was, I decided I would stay in Toronto and get a chance, hopefully, to meet with Dallas over the next couple days. I met with him again on Sunday for further discussions, and at that point, I felt comfortable enough to broach the subject of Dallas becoming the next head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. We met again on Monday, back in the hotel room, and at that point, I had a tough decision to make. And I made that decision to forge on ahead and try and be able to negotiate a contract for Dallas to be the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. Over the next 4 or 5 days, Scott Housen and Dallas's representative negotiated in completely good faith on a contract to make him the next head coach of the Edmonton Oilers, and I'm pleased to announce that we were able to formalize that relationship with Dallas. So that's why we're here today. That was the sequence of events that led me to this announcement today. On the hockey side of things, a little bit about my familiarity with Dallas in terms of offering him this position and him accepting. My first experience with Dallas was coaching against him 2 years ago when I was the head coach of the Chicago Wolves and Dallas was the head coach of the Toronto Marlies. I was impressed by his team and how the team competed. He was getting players to do things that as a coach I knew were very difficult to get players to do, and I was very impressed. Dallas also has great interpersonal skills and relates well to young players. He rightfully has received a lot of credit from the players going through the Toronto Marley team and then filling greater roles with the Toronto Maple Leafs. That was important to us for obvious reasons, that he could identify well with young players. During this process, I've been frankly amazed by how unflappable he's been throughout this time. It's been a highly stressful time for him and his family, and it's been incredible how he's handled this situation. He's both unflappable and he's shown incredible perspective through this in his attention to the details and the important things about accepting a role of this importance, and also the family responsibilities that go along with it. Those are all great qualities for a coach, obviously. Great perspective and unflappable under pressure. So I'm very confident in this man's ability to lead our hockey club. I'm extremely confident in this man's ability. So again, I want to welcome Ingrid and Dallas and their family to the Edmonton Oilers and the city of Edmonton, and I want to introduce Dallas for his first press conference as a head coach in the National Hockey League. I hope he comes to enjoy his relationship with you guys as much as I have. How'd that sound? All right. Dallas Eakins.
Thanks for coming, everyone. First, I'd like to thank Daryl and Renee Cates, Kevin Lowe, Craig McTavish, Scott Housen, for giving me this great opportunity to join the Edmonton Oilers family. I'd like to thank my wife Ingrid for her support, her commitment that's been unflappable, and her sacrifices that inspire me every day. I'd like to thank the Toronto Maple Leafs fans, management, ownership, coaches, and the players that I've had the great pleasure of learning from and interacting with over the past 8 years. Especially Paul Maurice, Brian Burke, Cliff Fletcher, Dave Nonis, and Dave Poulin. I will not be standing here without their patience, their mentorship in the lessons that they've taught me. I'd also like to thank my great friend Roger Nielsen, who told me on many occasions that my mark in the NHL would be made as a coach because I wasn't a very good player. In professional sports, winning is the bottom line. And from this moment forward, everything that we do will have that final product in mind. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put a plan in place that we develop our players to maximize their full potential, and at the same time develop a plan that we can put a foundation in place for the future. And what I mean by that is this isn't about winning one game or winning one season. This is about putting a foundation in place that we bring this organization back, that they're in the mix to win every year. And that's what we want here. We want to be in the mix every year to win. And that takes a little bit of time, and it takes a whole lot of commitment. So what we're going to do here with this team is we're going to be committed to character. We are going to be committed to a high fitness level. We are going to be committed to the details of tactical hockey. But foremost, the number one thing we are going to be committed to is competition. This team is going to compete. If you're going to play for the Edmonton Oilers, you are going to compete, no matter you're a first-line guy, the sixth defenseman, the 23rd man on the roster, a player playing in the minors. You are going to compete to play on this hockey team. And that's how you win hockey games in the NHL right now. It's how you get your organization better. And that is my commitment to this organization to make that happen.